a world that constantly demands our attention, where emotions are worn openly and our lives are broadcast for all to see, there exists a quiet, almost forgotten art, the art of discretion. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy born in the hearts of thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, teaches us that true strength is not shown in what we display to the world, but in what we choose to guard within. Relationships, in their most intimate form, are not built on endless disclosure. They are built on respect, understanding, and the careful dance between openness and restraint. What we reveal shapes perception, but what we withhold defines character. There is wisdom in silence, courage in self-control, and freedom in the mastery of our own emotions. Today, we explore a topic that may seem controversial, yet timeless in its wisdom. The 8 things a man must always hide from a woman. This is not a guide to deceit, nor a call to manipulation. It is an exploration of discretion, humility, and stoic virtue, a map for maintaining integrity, resilience, and inner peace within the delicate balance of love and companionship. Every gesture, every word, every thought revealed carries weight, and so the question arises, how much should we truly share? How much strengthens, and how much diminishes us? In this journey, we will uncover these 8 elements, not to withhold the truth, but to understand the value of timing, the power of restraint, and the quiet strength that flows from controlled vulnerability. Prepare yourself, for this is not a journey of superficial advice. This is a journey into the core of Stoic wisdom, into the inner fortress of the man who seeks not to dominate, but to harmonize, not to impress, but to embody virtue. And in the end, the lesson will resonate far beyond relationships. It will echo in every corner of life where strength, humility, and clarity are tested. The first of the 8 is perhaps the most delicate, yet the most profound: emotional vulnerabilities. A man's heart is not a landscape meant to be casually traversed. It is a garden that demands cultivation, care, and timing. Stoicism teaches that emotions, though natural, must be observed, understood, and channeled with wisdom. To reveal every thought, every fear, every doubt is to scatter seeds in the wind. Seeds that may never take root in understanding, but instead are lost to misinterpretation, to judgment, to disappointment. Yet, this is not a call to numbness, nor to emotional suppression. True courage lies in recognizing your fears, your sorrows, and your desires, but choosing when, where, and how to reveal them. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is power harnessed. But power, like fire, must be tended carefully. Show it recklessly, and it can consume. Share it too sparingly, and it may wither unseen. In relationships, a man who controls his emotional exposure is not distant, he is deliberate. He is aware that emotions shape perception, influence reactions, and can either fortify connection or fracture trust. There is a subtle art to disclosure, to speak truths that enlighten, to remain silent on truths that may destabilize. The Stoic man learns to navigate this labyrinth, balancing transparency with discretion, honesty with timing. Consider this: emotions are not chains, but instruments. Played well, they inspire empathy, connection, and intimacy. Played carelessly, they invite chaos, misunderstanding, and regret. To master them is to master oneself. To master oneself is to master the subtle currents of influence, respect, and harmony within a relationship. Thus, emotional vulnerabilities are hidden, not to deceive, but to protect. They are not withheld from love, but preserved for moments when they can nurture, rather than wound. The Stoic man knows that the greatest strength lies not in endless expression, but in discerning the weight and the moment of revelation. And in this quiet mastery, a bond of mutual respect and profound understanding begins to take root. The second element a man must guard is his personal challenges. Life is a relentless teacher, presenting trials that test the limits of patience, resilience, and character. Stoicism teaches that the manner in which a man faces adversity defines him far more than the adversity itself. Not every struggle is meant to be shared. Some battles must be fought alone, in the quiet corners of the mind, where no audience can observe, no judgment can intrude, and no fleeting sympathy can distract from the path of growth. By carrying certain challenges privately, a man hones his resilience, sharpening his ability to endure, adapt, and overcome. Sharing a challenge prematurely can invite unintended consequences. Pity may replace respect, doubt may shadow admiration, and dependence may creep where independence should reign. The Stoic man understands that strength is cultivated in solitude, in moments of silent perseverance, in the steadfast march against obstacles unseen by others. Yet, this is not a life of isolation. It is a life of intentional disclosure. When the time is right, when trust is earned and shared, the man may reveal his struggles, not to seek validation, but to offer understanding, to forge connection, rooted in mutual respect rather than fleeting sympathy. Every personal challenge, when faced with courage and discretion, becomes an instrument of growth. It is a private forge where character is tempered. And in this quiet mastery of one's inner trials, the Stoic man prepares himself not only to endure life's hardships, but to support, uplift, and engage with the world from a place of unwavering strength. The third secret a man must guard is his financial worries. Money, though merely a tool, carries weight in the mind and heart. It can be a source of freedom or a seed of anxiety. Stoicism teaches that external circumstances, including wealth or scarcity, are beyond our complete control. It is our response, our composure, and our measured actions that reveal true character. A man who broadcasts his financial fears opens himself to uncertainty, judgment, and a distraction. In the realm of relationships, financial instability often breeds tension, not trust. The Stoic man understands that internal stability comes first. He manages, plans, and navigates challenges quietly, ensuring that his actions, rather than his worries, define him. This discretion is not deception. It is prudence. Sharing financial stress is not inherently wrong, but revealing it indiscriminately can shift the balance of respect, trust, and confidence. A man who handles his finances with diligence, who absorbs the weight of worry without transferring it unnecessarily, demonstrates quiet mastery over circumstance. Consider the imagery of a still lake. Beneath its calm surface, currents flow, unseen yet powerful. So too are a man's financial burdens, controlled beneath the surface, shaping decisions with precision, yet remaining unseen until the proper moment of revelation, when trust, context, and understanding align. By keeping financial worries within, the Stoic man preserves peace in the present, nurtures confidence in relationships, and maintains the freedom to act decisively. He transforms anxiety into preparation, fear into prudence, and vulnerability into silent strength. For in the mastery of what is hidden, he builds a foundation unshaken by circumstance, and a presence in which others find security, stability, and respect. And the fourth element a man must guard is his past conflicts. Every life is a tapestry woven with moments of strife, disagreement, and misunderstanding. Stoicism teaches that the past is beyond our control. It exists only as memory, lesson, and shadow. To dwell upon it publicly is to invite distraction, resentment, or judgment. A man who shares every past argument, every misstep, risks anchoring the present in old tensions. Relationships flourish in the now, in the space where understanding and trust are built, not in the echoes of what has been. By keeping certain conflicts private, a man protects the sanctity of the present and allows the future to unfold unencumbered. Yet, discretion does not equate to denial. The Stoic man reflects on past conflicts silently, extracts lessons, and allows those experiences to guide behavior without dictating it. In moments of tension, he recalls the wisdom learned, rather than recounting old grievances. His past becomes a teacher, not a weapon. Consider the flowing river. It does not cling to stones it passes. It moves forward, carving its path while leaving yesterday's obstacles behind. So too must a man navigate his relationships, carrying lessons but leaving behind the weight of past disputes. Through this quiet mastery of discretion, respect grows, trust deepens, and the present becomes fertile ground for harmony and understanding. The fifth element a man must guard is his future plans. Dreams, ambitions, and aspirations are the compass by which a man charts his course. Yet Stoicism teaches that not all visions are meant for immediate disclosure. Timing, readiness, and trust determine when a future should be revealed. Sharing dreams too early can invite skepticism, doubt, or interference. It can create pressure or expectations that hinder progress. The Stoic man understands that the true measure of a plan is not in its announcement, but in its execution. The world does not reward intentions alone. It respects actions taken with discipline, patience, and foresight. This is not secrecy born of fear, but prudence rooted in wisdom. By guarding his plans, a man ensures that each step is deliberate, each choice informed, and each revelation aligned with the proper moment. He works quietly, steadily, and with purpose, letting results, not words, convey his vision. Imagine a seed planted in fertile soil. It grows unseen, sheltered from storms, nurtured patiently. When it finally emerges, strong and unwavering, it is admired not for what was promised, but for what was achieved. So too with a man's aspirations, nurtured in discretion, revealed through accomplishment, and appreciated in their full weight and integrity. In this mastery of patience and timing, the Stoic man embodies the principle that true power lies in preparation, not proclamation. His future unfolds with intention. His dreams remain his own until they are ready to inspire, influence, and illuminate the world around him. The sixth element a man must guard is his private opinions. Every mind forms judgments, conclusions, and perspectives shaped by experience, observation, and reflection. Stoicism teaches that not every opinion demands expression. To speak indiscriminately is to risk discord, misunderstanding, or even unintended offense. A Stoic man recognizes the power of silence. Words, once spoken, cannot be taken back. Opinions, no matter how reasoned or sincere, can alter perception, affect trust, and influence dynamics in ways that may not serve the greater good of a relationship. By holding certain thoughts within, a man preserves harmony, cultivates respect, and demonstrates discernment. Yet restraint does not equal concealment of truth. The Stoic man discerns when sharing his perspective will enlighten, guide, or contribute to understanding, and when it may merely provoke conflict or plant seeds of doubt. He understands that wisdom often resides not in expression but in observation, reflection, and timing. Imagine a candle in a dark room. Its light can illuminate or it can cast harsh shadows depending on where it is placed. So too are our opinions. best offered when the moment and the recipient are ready, delivered with clarity, tempered by patience, and aligned with purpose. Through this quiet mastery of discretion, the Stoic man fosters connection without sacrificing integrity, influence without arrogance, and insight without disruption. The strength of his character lies not in constant expression, but in the judicious application of thought, word, and judgment. The seventh element a man must guard is his acts of kindness. Stoicism teaches that virtue should be practiced for its own sake, not for recognition or praise. The most profound gestures are those done quietly, without expectation of reward, and often without acknowledgement. A man who broadcasts his generosity diminishes its value, for true kindness is measured not by applause, but by its effect and intent. When acts of compassion are done discreetly, they flow from integrity rather than performance, from principle rather than validation. This quiet benevolence strengthens character, fosters humility, and deepens the essence of virtue. The Stoic man understands that the heart behind the action is more important than the eyes that witness it. Each discreet act nurtures not only those who receive it, but the very soul that performs it, cultivating a reservoir of moral strength and inner tranquility. Consider a forest stream, flowing unseen beneath the canopy, nourishing the roots and creatures silently. Its impact is immense, yet its presence is subtle. So too are secret acts of kindness. They ripple outward, shaping the world in ways that may never be fully visible, yet are profoundly felt. By practicing generosity quietly, the Stoic man exemplifies restraint, humility, and wisdom. He knows that virtue is not performed for approval, but embodied through action, sustained through discretion, and honored in the silence of conscience. In this, he finds a strength that is unshakable, enduring, and quietly luminous. The eighth and final element a man must guard is his personal achievements. In a world that often equates worth with display, Stoicism teaches that true accomplishment is measured not by the applause it receives, but by the integrity, effort, and discipline behind it. Boasting of success may temporarily impress, but it risks creating imbalance in relationships, fostering envy, or diminishing the natural equality that respect demands. A Stoic man understands that humility strengthens connection, while pride, untempered, can erode it. Achievements, when shared at the wrong time or in the wrong manner, can become a tool of self-aggrandizement rather than a reflection of virtue. By cultivating successes quietly, celebrating them internally, or allowing actions to speak for themselves, a man honors both his effort and those around him. Imagine a mountain peak, rising silently above the clouds. Its height is evident, yet it does not announce itself with fanfare. Travelers who behold it may feel awe, but the mountain's grandeur is rooted in its quiet strength, its resilience against the elements, and the steady patience of its formation. So too is the power of personal achievement, profound, measured, and enduring when embraced with discretion. In guarding his triumphs, the Stoic man does not diminish their significance. Instead, he magnifies the value of integrity, patience, and discipline, embodying the principle that the greatest victories are those that require no audience, yet resonate profoundly in the character of the one who achieves them. As we reach the 9th chapter, we reflect on a subtle but essential principle: the balance of disclosure. Life and relationships are a careful dance between revealing and withholding, between openness and discretion. Stoicism teaches that wisdom lies not in secrecy alone, but in the discernment of when, what, and how to share. Every emotion, challenge, fear, dream, opinion, act of kindness and achievement carries weight. To share too much, too soon, or without consideration can distort perception, create unnecessary tension, or invite disruption. To share too little, however, risks isolation, misunderstanding, or emotional distance. The Stoic man navigates this delicate balance with patience and awareness. He reflects before he speaks, acts before he announces, and reveals when the moment aligns with trust, respect, and harmony. He understands that relationships are not a ledger of transparency alone, but a dynamic ecosystem of timing, discretion, and mutual understanding. Visualize a masterful gardener tending a delicate bonsai. Each cut, each trim, each moment of patience shapes growth without forcing it. So too must disclosure be measured, intentional, and aligned with the rhythms of trust and understanding. In this balance, a man cultivates respect, protects his character, and fosters relationships that are resilient, harmonious, and profound. For the true strength of Stoicism is not in what is hidden, nor merely in what is revealed. It lies in the wisdom to know the difference and the courage to act accordingly. As we arrive at the final chapter, we turn our attention from the things a man must guard to the way he lives with wisdom, integrity, and balance. Stoicism is not merely a philosophy of restraint. It is a philosophy of action, of character, and of clarity. In relationships, the Stoic man acts with intention. He reveals when trust is earned. He speaks when understanding will flourish. He shares burdens when support strengthens bonds. He expresses love, admiration, and care with clarity and consistency, but never impulsively, never recklessly. Every principle we have explored, the guarding of vulnerabilities, challenges, worries, past conflicts, future plans, opinions, acts of kindness, and achievements, leads to one central truth. The strength of a man is measured not by what he shows, but by the mastery of what he keeps within and how he chooses to reveal it. To live stoically in relationships is to cultivate patience, empathy, humility, and self-control. It is to harmonize freedom with connection, independence with intimacy, and honesty with discretion. In this practice, every interaction becomes a reflection of character, every choice a testament to virtue, and every bond a space of mutual respect and understanding. The Stoic man does not act to impress, does not withhold out of fear, and does not reveal without discernment. He moves deliberately, speaks thoughtfully, and loves wisely, ever guided by the timeless principles of wisdom, temperance, and integrity. And so, we reach the end of this journey into the heart of Stoic wisdom. We have explored the 8 things a man must guard, not to deceive, not to dominate, but to cultivate strength, humility, and discernment. In a world that demands constant exposure, instant sharing, and relentless transparency, the Stoic path reminds us that true strength lies in wisdom, in knowing what to reveal, what to withhold, and the right moment to do so. Take these lessons not as rigid rules, but as principles to guide reflection, self-mastery, and the cultivation of meaningful, resilient relationships. For the man who masters his inner world, who governs his mind, his words, and his actions, becomes a beacon of clarity, respect, and stability for those around him. Remember this: strength is quiet, wisdom is deliberate, and virtue is timeless. Choose carefully what you reveal, act with intention, and carry yourself with the calm confidence of one who understands the power of discretion. Thank you for joining this journey into Stoic living. May these teachings guide you toward deeper understanding, greater resilience, and more harmonious connections in every corner of your life.